Hi guys, hope you all are doing pretty well. So in this video, I'm going to walk you around a very powerful attack, a very powerful phishing attack. Which is known as browser in the browser attack or browser in the middle attack, you can say. So before we dive into the methodology of this attack, I just want to show you a quick overview, like how powerful this attack can be, and like how it can even fool the IT persons as well. So let's say this is any random website and I decide to log in this website. So I click on sign up, and here I see sign in Google button. I click on this, and here I see OAuth login Gmail page, and it looks like a normal Gmail login page to me. So I decide to put my email in here. So I click on next, and everything seems to be normal. It's asking me for the password. So here is the catch. So this is not a legit Gmail OAuth page. This is actually a browser which is running on a cloud server, and it is controlled by attacker. So here I am putting my credentials into the hacker's browser. So called, this attack is known as like browser in the browser attack, because I'm using a browser inside a browser, and I was just going to put my credentials and give the whole control of my Gmail account to the attacker. So as you can see, in the URL bar also, it says gmail.orv2.blacklabs.site. So the blacklabs.site is a domain owned by me. Actually, it looks a little bit suspicious, but I used to own a domain fast or site as well, but it got suspended because of the security reasons. But you can just buy a domain, like something like quick login or quick auth .com or .in, whatever you like, and make a subdomain of it. Then it will look like very less suspicious, and people will see like, oh, okay, so this is gmail.org2, oh, so we can trust it. And they will continue to log in this thing, and eventually will gain the credential or session cookie, you can say. So so this video is for educational purpose only. Please do not try it in a real attack or to like harm someone. So let's dive into the methodology, and let's see how we can perform this attack in detail. So guys, before diving into the practical, let's try to understand some theory part of it. So let's say this is the hacker, and this is the victim. So what hacker does is he sends a link to the victim, and victim trusting it continues to open the link, and eventually he lands on a website, obviously, which is controlled by the hacker. And he sees a like sign up or login option, and the victim decides to log in with Google. So victim clicks on login with Google. So when the victim clicks on this login with Google, what happens in the backend is, um, victim sees normal Gmail login page, but it is actually the hacker's browser, which is controlled by this known NoVNC service. So what is NoVNC service? Like we will understand in a little bit. So for this attack, hacker need to have a cloud server, which he controls, obviously. So in this cloud server, he is running a VNC service and a no VNC service. And when the user click on this login with Google page, so what this no VNC service is doing, it is just serving the instance of the hacker's browser to this victim, and the victim thinks like it is a normal Gmail page, but he is actually assessing the hacker's browser inside his own browser, and all this is happening through the no VNC service. So this is basically like how the attack works. So now let's continue and dive into the practical part of it. So guys, here is my terminal, and I have already logged in my cloud server through SSH. So to successfully do this attack, you will need a like cloud server, like any cloud server, like a free EC2 instance of AWS or Oracle server. So here in this video, I am using a Oracle server. So so here's the terminal, and So first of all, what you need to do is install VNC server. So like you can install any VNC server which you like, but I would suggest you to use tight VNC server. So in this video, I will be using the tight VNC server only. So to launch the tight VNC in this machine, so that you can get a GUI of it. So before running this tight VNC server, you have to make sure that in your machine, in your cloud server, the GUI is installed. You can just install any GUI you want, any desktop environment like Plasma, Genome, or anything you want. So so here's the command to launch the tight VNC server. So I will paste it in here, and let's see. So here is the dimensions, you can say, of the GUI, which will be which will be we'll be seeing in the VNC connector. So let's launch it. So as we can see in the output of this command, it is launched successfully. So to connect with it, we will need a VNC connector, and I will be using this connector, which is Remania remote desktop client. So I will be using this. So I have already configured the details in here. So let's open it quickly. So as you can see, here is my GUI of my cloud server. So after you make sure that all of this thing is working properly, we can just move to the next part. So now the VNC server is operating properly, as we can see in this quick VNC connector. So so now we are confirmed that the VNC server is working properly. So now we have to run the NoVNC service, so that we can access this GUI of our cloud server through a link. So to do that, obviously we will need a NoVNC service, and you can just install it in your cloud server through the terminal of it. And I have already installed it. So let's try to run it. So I will be using this command to run the NoVNC service in my cloud server. So in the command, as you can see, it is a sh bash script, and it is listening on port 80 and uh, the localhost 5901, because this is where the VNC server that VNC server is running. So let's execute this command. So as we can see, it is running properly, and you will not see anything like if you navigate to this URL to see the no VNC service. What you need to do is just use your cloud server IP, then vnc.html. So let's try to open this thing. So here's my browser. I will just open it. So here, as we can see, the no VNC service is working properly. So we will try to connect with it, and we need a password for it. So just give it the password which you set up during the installation, and send password. So yeah, so now as we can see that we can access our cloud server desktop environment through this link. So what we can do now is we can open up Firefox or any browser you want in this GUI, and we can send it to the victim. So so if the Firefox is not installed in your cloud server, you can just install it using the apt manager, but I have already installed it. So I can just find it in this applications, Firefox. Yeah, so here it is. So I will just launch it. So here, as you can see, the Gmail is already open, but let me open it once again. So I will go for the gmail.com. So click on sign in. So as we can see, there is this sign in page, Google sign in page, which we can deliver to victim. But there are like still a lot of things which we have to fix, like which is this status bar and some other things. And like as we saw, like if we open it first time, it asks for the password, so we have to fix all those things. so that when the victim opens that there is no VNC login screen. So let's see like how we can do that. So let's now jump to the terminal. So let's close this connection. So what we want to do is we want to hide all this like status bar and all like this login page and this obviously all those sort of thing. We do not want to victim to see all this. So for that we have to make some changes in this vnc.html file, and let me show you what changes. So as we know, this service is in user share NoVNC. So let's access this location. So as we can see, there is this vnc.html file which we were just accessing, and there is index.html file. So you will not find this index.html file by default in here. You will find one vnc lite.html. So I have changed the name of this file because of some reasons which I will explain you later. So let's see. So in your case, you will find this vnc lite.html file. So you need to make some changes in the javascript and in the html and the css to make the password password and other stuff like automated, and to hide all this status bar and all this, you have to make some changes to the css. Like I will show you quickly what this look like. So in the title you will see like there will be no VNC, but you can just change it to the Gmail, as we are phishing Gmail for this video. And here we'll find the JavaScript and all, and you just you will see like you can just hard code the password in here, and the things will be good to go for you. And for the CSS is not here. You will find it in the this app directory. So as you can see, there is styles. So styles folder, let's navigate to it. So in the styles folder, there is this light.css which this vnc light.html file is using. So make changes to this light.css file to make all this thing hidden and all. So I will just quickly show you the light.css file. So here you can see like the status bar and the uh, status, everything. I have done the changes so that it is not visible to the victim. So after doing all these changes, what we need to do is so the thing is you will need a domain, like any domain which looks very less suspicious, like fast login or quick login or something similar like that. So once you have that domain, you can just insert a DNS record in it, like a wildcard DNS record. So that what you can do is so that in the URL, as we saw in the overview, you can just make it look like gmail.oauth v2.fastlogin or something quick login or whatever your domain is, .com or .site, whatever it is. So it looks very less suspicious to the user. So now once you have configured the HTML CSS file properly of the NoVNC service, so the next thing we can do is let's we can try to do a little bit enhancement on this domain part. So let's say you just bought a domain like anything. So like I'm using blacklabs.site in this video, but let's say you bought like something extreme login.site, something like that. So to generate a SSL certificate, you can use certbot, and you can use this command to generate a certificate. And this command will give you a fullchain.pem and privkey.pem file. But for the NoVNC service, what you will need is a combined.pem file. So for that, you can use this command. I will just provide all this command in the description of this video. You can use this command to make a combined.pem file. So after that, what we can do is we can run the NoVNC service using our that domain which we bought or which we configured. So here is the command to run the NoVNC service in our desired domain. So here we have to change the port to 443, as we know, because HTTPS runs on 443. And here I'm providing the combined.pem file, so that it can that sign the certificate, the signing of the certificate is successful. So let's run this command. So it is already in here, so I will just run it. And as we can see, like it is running properly without any errors. So now if I go to this domain, gmail dot blacklabs dot site, I will see my NoVNC service. Let's try it. So here is my browser. Yeah, so as we can see, we are properly able to see it, but now there is a problem that victim can still see this browser, like this browser is open in here, and he can just use it, like navigate it freely. So to fix this thing, what we can do is we can run the Firefox in kiosk mode, so that it hides all these stuffs. So we can just do Firefox ESR minus kiosk https gmail.com. So using this command, we can run the Firefox browser in the kiosk mode, and it will open the gmail.com by default because of this command. So let's run this, and let's wait for it. Oh, so perfect. As we can see, it has opened the gmail.com. Let's click on the sign in, and perfect. Yeah, so now no tabs of the browser are visible to the victim, and nothing is visible at all. So let's try to, yeah, cool, perfect. So now if we go to this gmail.auth v2.blacklabs.site, we can see like we get a perfect Gmail sign-in page, and now like most of our work is done. We can just go to, so we can just design a page like this, and on the sign up you can just make this URL in this button, and so when the victim will click in this button, he will get a page like this. And the thing is, the victim will see here like gmail.auth v2, so he will think that it is very legitimate and there is no problem in this, but actually he is using your browser. And one more thing, it bypasses the multi-factor authentication and the two-factor authentication as well, because he is just using another browser unknowingly. So it doesn't matter how the complex authentication process is, victim will complete it in your browser, and eventually when the victim has completed the signing in, you can just cut off cut off the NoVNC service from this terminal, and victim will then lose control of his account. And one more thing which you can do is, like in the Firefox browser, you can install the keylogger. Like obviously you will not be able to see the password, so you can install a keylogger or a like cookie manager to store the session cookie and the password of the username, just in case you lose the session or something like that. So this was pretty much it for the video. So please do not use it for a real attack or harm someone. Is this video just for educational purpose? And thank you for staying with me to the end of this video, and happy hacking and stay safe.